Hello everyone, it's me, Nikki, and today I'm here with the slash r fantasy or r/fantasy bingo. This is on Reddit in r/fantasy. They do this every year, and it takes place from April 1st of whatever year. But so this year it's April 1st, 2021 to March 31st, 2022. I participated last year and I didn't complete it. I have every prompt filled out, but I do have a whole year to read these, so hopefully I can. I'll be sure to link the bingo challenge down below. It has the actual bingo card, and then it tells you everything about the squares, and it has links, or it will have links to recommendations and how to track your stuff. There's a fancy one. I couldn't get it to work, so I'm using just a spreadsheet type of thing that is easier for me to finagle. And yeah, so let's go. The first row across is 5 science fiction fantasy short stories. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, there's also a hard mode. You can do all of them or none of them or whatever, and it's just more of a challenge. And then there's also a hero mode, which is to review every book. Nothing happens. There's no prize, but it's just something. So 5 science fiction fantasy short stories. Any short story, as long as there are 5 of them. Hard mode, read an entire SFF anthology or collection. And for that, I am reading Dragon Age to Winter Nights. It's a fantasy. What is this? Oh, it's a map. I've never opened a map before, and it's stuck. Oh dear, we're gonna rip it. There we go. Little map. I love Dragon Age, so I'm excited to read these short stories. You could just read 5 of them, but I'm going to read the whole book. Okay. So I have them all organized here. Now I have to unorganize that. Fuck. And this has 15 tales that span every corner of Thedas, the world of Dragon Age. So, yeah. Fun. Fun. I'm excited for that. Yeah. I guess I'll just put it down there. Don't know what else to do with it. The next one is set in Asia. Any book set in Asia or an analogous fantasy setting that is based on real-world Asian setting. Hard mode, written by an Asian author. For that, I am doing The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. That's them on the back. And this is set during it's set during a time of troubles, so to speak. I think there might be some historical stuff. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that it is a fantasy sort of take on stuff that... Oh, the Second Sino-Japanese War. She pulls from East Asian history, so it's like a fantastical take on that, and I know what is it? Chapter 21 is the chapter that has like all the trigger warnings. So yes, still I'm not sure if this is, I don't think this is historical fantasy. It might be, but I do know that, why don't I just look it up? Why don't I just, for some reason I kept thinking it was historical, but then fantasy, so I'm not sure. It's historical fiction fantasy, so yeah. But I don't know if it's specifically based on the Sino-Japanese War or if R.F. Kuang, pulled from that to make that section more brutal. So, yes. But this will also be my hard mode. Next is a selection of our Fantasy's A to Z genre guide. Any book listed in our A to Z genre guide, and the hard mode is a book by a biopic. I always want to say biopic because my brain adds by POC author. I don't know how to say that word out loud. Because I'm a dummy. Do you even say BIPOC? BIPOC. Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. And there is a link to the genre guide, and I am picking, I can't see it, The Crimson Campaign by Brian McClellan. So this is not hard mode. This is the second in the Powder Mage trilogy. You do get one reread for the whole thing, and I was going to reread the first one because I want to read all three of them. But I thought it would be fun to try to make it no rereads. So, yes, Crimson Campaign. And it's a chunky one. Put that there. Keep our paperbacks and our hardbacks separate. This is the first one, Promise of Blood. And I'm so disappointed that that hardcover didn't come with like a cover because I love this. And I just got the third one. And that's the third one. So look at that. Ugh. You take, that's what happens when you buy them used. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay. Next is found family or family of choice, often not biologically related. These relationships in a group typically form through bonds of shared experience and become as important, in some cases more, as family members. And hard mode is feature an LGBTQ plus character as a member of the found family. And I'm going with Nemesis Games. This is the fifth in the Expanse. I have been meaning to read it and I just haven't because it's sort of like it all, like so far in the 4 books I have read, it sort of wraps up happily, but there's all this trauma in the middle and I just like, I gotta take a break from that. So yes. And I don't think any of them are LGBT. Not the ones that I know of, maybe in later books, but not the ones that I know of. So not hard mode. Okay. Next is first person POV. So a literary style which the narrative is told from the perspective of a narrator speaking directly about themselves. Hard mode, there is more than one perspective, but each perspective is written in first person. For this, I'm doing Voyage of the Basilisk, because it is a memoir. So it is in the eye, and I don't know if it's my copy or if all copies have, I don't even know if you can tell, it's blue text, which is weird. It's not like got a mark on it that says it's a printing error. So it's cool though. And this is the third one. And she goes on a ship around the world, I think. Yes, a 2-year trip around the world. And her son comes along on this one. So it is not hard mode. Next is the second row across is book club or read-along book. Any past or still active fantasy or fantasy book club counts. There are links. They have their Goodreads shelf. And hard mode is must read a current selection of either a book club or read along and participate in the discussion. I am doing A Conspiracy of Truths by Alexandra Rowland. They've read this a while ago, so it can be past ones as well, and so there won't be a discussion about it, so no hard mode for me. And this is about a storyteller who gets arrested on charges of witchcraft, and then he has to talk his way out of that, and then other stuff happens. And there's a corrupt political game. So yeah, I mean, I've read a little bit of it so far, and I am completely interested, but yeah, can't wait to try that. That's a little hardback, so we'll put that somewhere else. Alright, one stack down. Ugh, some of these took me a long time to fill, but I have filled them all up. So, next is a new to you author. This would be an author whose work you've yet to read, meaning no novel, no novella, no short fiction, nothing. Hard mode is not only have you never read their work before, but you've not heard much about this author or their work before deciding to try a book by them. And I am doing Grimspace by Anne Aguirre. And this is hard mode because I saw this on Thrift Books and I was like, yep, never heard of her, might as well try it. So this is about Jax, who has a rare gene to jump ships through Grimspace. They don't tell you what that is. I'm sure they do in the book. And then the ship she's navigating lands, and she has no memory of the crash, and so shit happens. And Jax has to figure everything out. It sounds a lot of fun. Yes, and I do like the cover. The cover's very beautiful. Oh, focus not on me. Focus on the book. Is it doing it? No. Maybe I can take a picture or something. I am going to save all the covers. Somebody dog-eared the page. And put them on the bingo board. That's a little paperback, so we'll put that there. Next is Gothic Fantasy, which is similar to Gothic fiction, but includes fantasy elements or setting. There is a link for introductory books. And hard mode, it's not one of the 10 titles listed in the Book Riot article. And I'm doing Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan, and this is hard mode because it's not there. I'm not 100% sure if this is Gothic fantasy, but it was tagged like that on Goodreads, so I'm gonna go with it. And I mean, Let Them Fear Her, that sounds like a Gothic fantasy. I mean, even this part looks Gothic, so yeah, I'm interested. Oh yeah, Gothic Jewel of a Story by Robin Lefevers. Dark, Bloody, Monstrously Romantic by Margaret Rogerson. Shoni Chokshi. I always stumble. So yeah, excited for that. Next we have is a backlist book. A backlist is an author's older titles that are not their latest published book or part of a currently running series. The author also must be currently publishing, so like Nora Roberts type of stuff. And no further sequels will be announced when you read it. Hard mode, published before the year 2000. And I'm doing Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, and this is a hard mode because it was published in 1996. And as you can tell, I've started a little bit of it, but I just never got around to it. So I want to finish this bingo, so I'm going to read every book. That'll go there. Next is a revenge-seeking character. Book has a character whose main motivation in the story is revenge, and hard mode is revenge is central to the plot of the entire book. For that, I'm picking Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. He wants revenge. Jorg, I believe is how you say it. He wants revenge for his mother and brother being killed. And that is the whole point of the book. The whole series, I think, as well. So let's goes down there. Now we are on to our third row across, which is mystery plot. The main plot of the book centers around solving a mystery. Hard mode is not a primary world urban fantasy. I think that means like Earth. Secondary world urban fantasy is okay. And for that I am reading The Perfect Assassin by K.A. Dorr. I would say Dorr, but I'm not sure. And this is hard mode. Trying to remember where I got this. I've seen somebody talk about it, but I can't remember who. And it is about Amastan, who's an assassin, and then he finds a body and he has to solve the murders. Fantasy murder mystery. That can go there. Next we have a comfort read. It's a personal to you square. Any book that brings you comfort while reading. You can use a reread on the square and it won't count for your one reread. Hard mode is don't use a reread. Find a brand new comfort read. And for me, I'm going with Martha Wells, All Systems Red, the first in the Murderbot series, diaries. I don't know, it just sounds like, look, it's tiny, so it'll be quick, and those are always comforting, and I hear it's really funny, so I'm very excited for that. That's a little one. Next is published in 2021, a book published for the first time this year. No reprints or new editions, and hard mode is it's a debut novel, as in it's the author's first published novel. And for that, I am doing The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks, which I don't have, by Mackenzie Lee. It was supposed to come out last year. I think I've talked about this before. And it has been pushed to November. So I have plenty of time to read it. I think I will end it here, and this will be like a part 1, and I will do a part 2 next. So So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Goodbye.